more questions about. I have more questions about this one.
Well, I'm also...
And it's just going to be the smolder.
Yep, the smolder that you were expecting. Felt a little bit telegraphed here, but it's going to be the little
Shield.
drag. Yeah.
It's actually even going to make a pass to the mid lane.
Delight the old level 1 Alistair gank.
Exhaust.
As he gets the exhaust off, Zeka not going to quite find the chains.
2 wasn't enough. He's ready to do it again in game 3 with a free lane.
Yep, Zeka going to be able to chain up that minion, but does a lot of Twin Fang damage as Carrier looks for the angle but doesn't get it. And Faker is going to be overextended. Zeka takes a fair bit of damage, but dashes away. And back in again as you are the one.
And the Jax is now just landing into a Gragas, as was the original plan. T1 do have Hanwha in the early game. They played it well, but they need to do more than just some tricky lane swapping in this one.
Yeah. Zeus is going to be able to get the better of Doran in this trade, as was able to hold on to the counter-strike. As, oh no, the cask is now on cooldown. Doran, bit of a misplay there, still going to hold on to his... Would make my brain explode while I'm trying to commentate it. We'll see how that one does go, but also is a very big tool that both these teams can utilize.
Looking for a flank here on the grub fight.
Yeah, Peanut doing the same thing as well. As you can see, Zeka moving on in. Bit of a sneeze there from Viper, but there's the flash in. Ona finds that supreme display of talent, and they take down Peanut immediately, but Mum gets angry, and it's a double kill for the Unara as a result. Gumayusi angry and looking for even more, as the headbutt does get Guma away. That is a decent amount of damage there as well from the W, but otherwise rotate over. Viper dealing with the wave for now, as Wind Becomes Lightning does connect onto Carrier. Slurkle does not, but that is going to be the Drake secured. And T1 going to get 2 of them. First Chemtech Soul of the weekend, I'm pretty sure, is going to grace us.
And T1 are just like, yeah, if you want to try to come over here and try to make something out of this bottom side, probably good luck with that. As even Peanut is struggling here to find Faker, gets the connection.
Yep, Owner is going to move on over though. Great knockup comes in. Peanut still in a bit of trouble though, as there is a brilliant ultimate from Zeka, and Mum even picks up a kill. 2 freebies here for HLE, and they are on the board.
Long range, able to get the snipe there, grabs the kill, puts a dent in that gold deficit.
Yeah, exactly. Also getting some plate money here as well, as Gumayusi going aggressive. Flap from Viper trying to get out, does have to flash in the end. And with the quickness, it is just too hard for Delight to peel effective. We're going to have a look at this one from Zeka's perspective, hijacking this petrifying gaze.
Yeah, and then Peanut's ultimate here means that there's just nothing they could do to him. The ultimate is phenomenal from Zeka. He said, very good.
Yeah,
really just need a dragon, and then they're going to be feeling like, okay, well, at least we'll get our smolder stacks online. 50 opportunity on these waves, even going to go over to the Raptors now. But T1 are just going to take this Herald and crash it into the mid turret. They're like, well, if you're just going to give it up, we'll get more.
Yeah, Peanut opts in for the knockup there as well, but is actually going to be okay, as the Rift Herald not quite able to take down the turret, but is getting very, very close. They're putting their trust into what this little dragon can do later in the game, but that is a little bit of a worry. Zeka, with a cask in hand, is looking to see what he can do here underneath this turret. Everyone's making their way over, though, as Ona gets in. Fair bit of damage down onto Delight, as the barrel is going to come on through for the disengage. Redemption gets the health back into the cattle. They should be okay.
We have talked so much about the growth of teams like B&K. D+ is kind of recent glow up as well, but KT Rolster dominating the conversation.
Zeka can lock down that first turret here towards the bottom side of the map. Feeds the strength. Going over to HLE.
I mean, they had threat in all 3 lanes for turret. Viper gets away with so much and get a bunch of value elsewhere and force T1 back. Maybe there's a world where they can slow it down.
And but Faker off to the side. Petrifying Gaze in hand. This ward getting them a lot of information, though, as the teleport to come through from the Gragas. Same thing to be said for the Jax, though, as they make their way down. I just don't know whether HLE can get here in time. As Peanut's going to flash forward, it is going to be secured by Ona, though, but look at the damage from Viper. Gumayusi also starting to pop up, but he's taking so much on the back end. And HLE still staying amongst it. Faker now fighting them by himself, and Zeka keeps himself alive, still flashes away from Carrier there. And T1, they take the Otacon, but they lose the fight.
And now Viper's going to have stacks for the Chemtech Soul. He actually will. Now this soul fight is not just an imagination. It's a real possibility. 225 for Viper as it spawns.
And he has Flash. And Gumayushi is not so lucky. No summoner spells. 5 seconds until his ulti's up. And so he will have that for the extra damage. But Peanut looking for a fight before that even happens. Quickness, very, very close to being up. Supreme Display of Talent is going to be there. Petrifying Gaze as well. But this feeling like make or break. As Zeus off to the side, looking for a bit of an angle. Zeka as well, wanting that pincer maneuver. 227 stacks, as you mentioned. Well, Viper is in position as far as that passive is concerned.
Angle here for Zeka is pretty huge too.
Yep, Mom could get pretty angry as well as Zeus goes in. There's Mom down as well, so much AoE damage, but it's the Zinzao that goes down first. Petrifying Gaze is phenomenal, and T1 stand their ground. Viper is the last man standing, and can he actually get anything done is the question. The rapid fire cannon giving him a fair bit of power, but Ona, he has the smite, and it's stolen! He steals it and kills him! Oh my god, he flashes forward, Gumayushi down so incredibly low, Faker does finish him off, but Viper may have just saved the game!
Viper almost just 1v3'd Atlas! That actually have a little bit of health here on Guma, and the gold lead, bigger, but this Smolder is online, and that's just very difficult to quantify in terms of gold. It's really just about protecting that extra ability to survive any engages onto him, because he is...
See Ona trying to find some moments here. Teleport in from Zeus, though, as we've got another fight for another soul. And let's see how this one's going to go. Viper finding one there as Peanut goes in, looking for a bit of an angle. Delight in a lot of trouble. Has to use the ulti, but the cask doesn't do anything. Doran goes golden. Viper is relatively safe at this point, but you can see T1 still going for it, but both solo lanes are dead. The Unara is popped like a balloon, and Peanut just puts a spear into the back of Carrier, and it's only Ona left alive. HLE, I think they're poised to get a 3-0 against T1 here today. That was real cute from Ona. So it may not be an ace, but it's still probably going to be a Baron.
I mean, he does not have flash, and I do not think he's going to be looking for a steal as Zeus is trying to end this mid turret. He is coming over here. See if he can make something of this with no real...
They have vision.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
Viper is just getting That was not even okay to laugh about this one.
That was extremely anticlimactic.
Goodbye. Well, like what the lead T1 had, they're supposed to have in this draft, and the massive lead that the Unara had, I thought surely this Smolder won't get online, but he's able to weather the storm, and now Hanwha Life looking for a 3-0.
Yep. Doran trying to get away here. He will be able to do so.
And it's technically an upset, right? Like most analysts predicted T1.
I mean, it's technically not an upset, right? Because HLE was second place.
Yeah,
they have the highest seeding in this game. So technically not an upset, but in actual fact, from what we've seen from the form of these two teams in recent memory, it's an upset.
I mean, it's analyst prediction upset, but at the end of the day, Hanwha Life showing up and 3-0ing, not one person thought that outcome was possible. Not one person thought it was even close to possible.
It's exactly the same as Road to MSI, but the other way around.
Exactly.
And that was not what it wasn't on my bingo card, not today, as the stolen cask is going to deliver to Doran. Not exactly the ideal target as Mom comes down, doesn't get a whole lot of value, but I just don't know whether it matters. Faker off to the side, just getting pulverized by all of these HLE members, and yells into the abyss, doesn't find a target with the ulti. And the rest of T1, not a whole lot of options. Oh, Zeka, at least, yeah, no, that was Peanut that died. Zeka goes down extraordinarily low, so does Zeus. But Viper, he is still at full health with a GA. And Zeka dives forward, avoids everything. Gumayushi gets charmed up and eviscerated. And HLE will march into the base, take down the Nexus, and they will be going further. Like, we don't have T1, we don't have Gen.G.